Hi, my name's Cameron Carlson with AnimeLocation.tv. I'm here at Matsuricon 2016 with Miss Tara Sands. How you doing?
I'm good. I have some questions for you right here. So my first question is, how did you get started in the world of voice acting?
One day a guy with a clipboard and a tie rolled up on me and said, "Here, start doing interviews."
Amazing. That's weird and a lie. Hi. Okay, sorry. I won't make. This is my clipboard of questions. He let me look at them first, which is nice and way nicer than what most people do, which is just stick a thing in your face and are like, "I'm going to ask you questions that you don't know anything about and go for it." But I didn't read them ahead of time because I didn't want to sound prepared. So you could take those questions and let's do this. I'm sorry. I'm so annoying. There is the cutest little kid right here, though, and Teddy,
You can go over there.
come here.
Say hi.
That's okay. Whatever you want to do. He asked me if I had a kid, and I told him that I've been having some dating issues. He was very sympathetic. Okay,
So,
I'm going to be serious now. I'm very serious.
how did you get started in the world of voice acting?
Well, it's funny you should ask. I was actually, I grew up in New Jersey, not too far from New York City, and I was in a local singing competition, and it sounds very like old school Hollywood or like New Yorky, but an agent saw me in the singing competition and was like, "Can we send you on auditions?" And the first audition I went on was for a voiceover for a wart cream commercial, and I got the job, and I literally said, "Ew, gross, a wart." I wasn't on camera, you just my voice saying like, "Ew, gross, a wart." And I got that job, and I was like, "This is the best job ever." and then I learned more about different kinds of voiceovers, and when I was after college, Pokemon was the first anime audition I went on, and I was very lucky and got the job. So
Awesome. So,
it's a glamorous story of my career.
it says in your bio that you actually used to work for Cartoon Network, interviewing celebrities and other famous folk. What's it like doing that work and hanging out with us?
You tell me. What is it like to interview celebrities and hanging out with folks?
A lot of fun.
It is, right? I mean, how could it be bad? I interviewed.
Johnny Depp.
Yeah. Johnny Depp said to me, I tell this story too much, but I sat down to interview him. It was during Pirates. The interview was for Willy Wonka, but it was while he was shooting Pirates. So they made us go to the Caribbean for the interview. I was like, oh. And then I sat down with Johnny Depp, and he looked down and he said, "Blue toes, well done." And I was like, yeah. That's before there were allegations against him. But yeah, so now my toes are always colored blue because Johnny Depp likes them. In case I run into him, I want to be prepared.
All right, so
that job, I have to say, it was called Fridays. We hosted during like interstitials, and we got to do like sketches and introductions, and then go to these amazing junkets and interview celebrities. And it was probably the best job I'll ever have in my life. So.
It sounds like a lot of fun. So it says that you were in One Piece at one point, and we're here at Matsuricon, and which is all about One Piece and Pirates theme. So what does it feel like to be back here with your fellow Straw Hats?
Well, the thing is I am not in the new beloved version of One Piece. I am in the old be-hated version of One Piece. I know that's not a word. I didn't know until I started doing conventions about a year ago about the controversy over that version of One Piece, which I didn't know anything about. But like I said, I think it was a different kind of version. It was a version for a much younger audience, and I think it worked in that way. It didn't work if you wanted to watch One Piece and you were in your 20s. So it was a completely different version of it. So it is fun to like be reliving this like One Piece conversation again and hearing. I gave the kid my suitcase to play with. This was happening. And there's nothing breakable in it, so I told him he can do whatever he wants with it. But it's pretty cute what's going on right now, but loud. So yeah, so that's what's going on.
Alrighty, so.
It's a good interview. I am pretty good at this, huh?
So now, again, you talk about Pokemon being your first ever role, and of course you get to play one of the starters, Bulbasaur, which is awesome, and it's been now 20-year anniversary worldwide. What's it like to be part of that? And especially we've all been crazy and we're all playing Pokemon Go. So what's it like being part of that family after 20 years?
Team Instinct, by the way.
Yeah, best brand in the world.
Yes, we love catching our Pokemon. It is so cool. did the show for 7 seasons before I moved to Los Angeles, and like reconnecting with everyone has been so cool. Gone back and watch. I don't like to watch myself, just because I watch stuff and I'm like, oh, I would have done that differently. But now because it's been so long, I can go back and watch some old episodes, and that's been so much fun. And talking about the show, and I mean that I learned about anime, I learned about voiceovers, I learned about cartoons, I learned how to do all that on that show. And what better training? Oh, he's so cute. Sorry, it's so distracting. He's so cute. So cute. Okay. It's been awesome. 20 years. I mean, and for Pokemon Go to come out during the 20-year year is even better. And it's like my friends who know nothing about Pokemon are playing that game.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I was like, my friend was playing with his little cousin, like who's like 11, and I was like, tell him you know Bulbasaur. Yeah. And he's like, he told him, and his cousin was like, yeah, I don't know who Bulbasaur is. I was like, because these kids don't watch the show, they just play the game. So it's been fun for people who both know the show and it's nostalgic for them, and then it's fun for people who know nothing about the show. So it's, like I've been saying about the game, it's so cool because it's done really well, and they did it right. They waited, and they did it well and right and good, and I'm addicted to it. I might have bought some incubators this morning. Next question.
I was going to say, because I just caught a Vulpix while we were standing up here, actually. It's really hard. Yeah, I caught a Vulpix, and so did Sarah, so it was really fun. So now, again, we're talking about video games and insanity. You got to be in Saints Row the Third. Talk about being in that game, especially because of just how crazy it is. And then Saints Row the Fourth came out, and I'm like, Jesus, can you just take it up so many more notches?
I have no good answer for you because I did very, very little in that game.
Okay.
I'll tell you the coolest part about that game, though. Troy Baker was directing me in that game. So that was the fun part of that game. But honestly, I did like a bunch of incidental characters, so I didn't really get to partake in all the craziness. I wish I had a better story, but I got to... Working with Troy ever is fun. Yeah. And to have him on that side of it was super cool. So, and he actually cast me, like he gave me that job. Aww. So yeah, we had just worked together on Generator X, and he brought me in, and I'm always appreciative. Like whenever we can hire our friends, there's nothing better. Yeah.
I say, because actually, it's funny. He actually used to work for Funimation with Travis and Laura, and actually his big role is that he's he's in Trinity Blood as the main character. So Father Nightroad. Yeah, people don't realize that when they hear Father Nightroad that's Troy Baker. It's really funny. So again, sticking to because he's in Infamous.
I was to say, I think I did that game too. After I said it, I was like, oh, I'm in Infamous. Wait, he's
the lead character in Infamous.
Yeah, what's the movie with the infamous joke? Three Amigos? Oh, never mind.
We're old.
You guys are too young for that.
We're old. So you were also part of the Tales of games, which I have actually only played the 2 that were never released on PlayStation. Vesperia and Symphonia were originally released on the GameCube and the 360. And now that just so many wonderful games have come out, and it's a great franchise. So what's it like to be part of that? I mean, because every time they do it, it's a really beef it up, bring in more actors, bring in everybody, and it makes it so much fun. So what's it like to be part of that franchise?
It's super cool, and I love when people bring me stuff from that design because I had a great experience working on that. And the studio that we record that at is called Cup of Tea.
Yeah.
And I love working there, like not more than anywhere else because I can't say that, but it is really one of my favorite places to work. I just found out I get to go there next week, and I couldn't be more excited. Like, I so look forward to going there, not only because there's fun dogs to play with, but like everyone's really nice, the snacks are good. It's just they've made it a really lovely atmosphere there. So aside from being able to work on a great game, I get excited about the people I'm going to be working with. Yeah.
Awesome. So it also says in your bio that you used to do live action work, most notably on the Sarah Silverman show. What's it like being on camera as opposed to doing voice acting?
Well, my background's in theater, so I do love to, it's fun to actually be able to use your whole body to work with as opposed to just your voice. You get a little more leeway. I think you get to maybe be a little more honest in certain circumstances. So yeah, Sarah Silverman was awesome just because she's my hero, but I literally had one line. I think I said this. So cute. I said, vote for Gross Nickel next Thursday. That was my line. Yeah, and then I worked, the highlight, I think I retired my on-camera career after I worked on The Newsroom with Aaron Sorkin. because I had a couple lines on that, but he came to set. I got to work with him. He came to the rehearsals that we did, and being allowed to say things that he wrote. No, honestly, I mean, he's a genius. So I mean, two of my, Sarah Silverman is my comedy hero, and Aaron Sorkin is Aaron Sorkin. Yeah. So after that, I was I mean, not that I wouldn't do work again, but I was really it doesn't get any better than this. I sat there with geniuses all day. So that was the pinnacle. And being on camera at Cartoon Network was also, I said, the best job I'll ever have. It was, but it's funny, it's so much easier, not easier to do voiceover, but I don't have to put on makeup. I don't have to, so I get spoiled, and all of a sudden I'll get an audition for where they have to see me, and I'm oh, I can't work in my pajamas. Matt Mercer came to work in his pajamas recently, and I was you really just did that. I work in my pajamas if I'm in my home studio. I'm Matt, we're at a studio, and you're in your pajamas, and I love you even more. So, yeah.
Alrighty. Now, we always know about those pesky NDAs. Is there anything you want to talk about that fans can potentially check out?
What can I talk about? Well, they finally announced Digimon Adventure Tri. That will be in theaters September 15th. Yesterday, a new Netflix show started premiering called Butter, Snakes, and Gumballs. Actually, it's perfect for him, for the little one. I play Willie. And it's the animation is absolutely gorgeous. It's some of the most breathtaking animation I've seen. So I definitely recommend that for the little ones. There is something else I can't talk about that I really want to so badly, and I can't tell you. I'm hoping you know about it this week when this comes out, and then you can write it underneath. Yeah. So, yes, those are the two I am allowed to. So, yeah, Digimon should be awesome. I don't know. I know what I did in it. I don't know anything else about it. So I can't even spoil it or give anything away because I didn't see the rest of the script. So.
Alrighty. And now, is there any way for fans to keep up with you on the internet? And a final message for all your wonderful fans.
I was going to say dirty words. Yes. Okay. Instagram, Tara Sands LA. Twitter, Tara Sands LA. How does she come up with these things, you ask? Facebook, Tara Sands, Tara Sands. A message for my fans. I didn't really know I had fans until I started doing these conventions. Because Pokemon, we did Pokemon many years ago when there was not any of this. So thank you, because it's honestly just been, this past year has been amazing meeting everybody and seeing that, especially when it's something that actually touched people or, meant something to them. And so thank you. We wouldn't work without you guys, so thank you. And if I can do anything for you, my number is... No, just kidding. Yeah, thank you. That's it. That's all I got.
Alrighty, thank you so much, Tara. Thank you so much for talking with us.
I kept it totally G-rated. Woo!